What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sinister Bunny Studios, and welcome back to another episode of Sinister-Cast, podcast where I talk about music, my channel, and things going on in my life. So if you're new, consider subscribing. And you'll notice two new things about this that's different than normal. So firstly, sitting in a different spot, very obviously. But second, we got a guest this week again. Like, she was on a long time ago. I don't even remember when that was. That was at my old place. But you guys know KAYLEE. She was on before. We talked about... I don't even remember. Oh, yeah. We talked about how we met and a bunch of other stuff for like 40 minutes. That was at my old place. Now we're here at our new place, sitting in a different spot. Got two microphones now. I think last time we only had this one, and it was sitting with this stand in the middle, and that sucks for two people. Because now you got your own. Now you're fancy and you have your own. Yeah, so, and before I get into the topic and everything, like I always do, I'm going to remind you guys yesterday to, remind you about the video yesterday that I put up. It's just another prompt video for you guys to put questions and stuff on for a Q&A for passing 400 subs. I've done a couple Q&As in the past because that's what you guys wanted, and I've been trying to think of something cool to do for it, and I always want to try to do something different, but you guys usually come back around and say you want another Q&A, so... I mean, that's what you guys said for this one, too. A couple people said it, so that's probably what I'm going to do. It's quick and easy. It's fun to do. So if you didn't check that out, I can put a card up top, or you guys can just go find it and go leave your questions, whatever you have for me, or I guess even for KAYLEE or both of us or whatever, and leave it on there. And eventually in the next week or two, I'll put them all together and do a Q&A. Hip, hip, hooray. Yeah, so KAYLEE's on this week, and I think what we agreed on to talk about is like how it's like for her being with me, being who I am, like, you know, playing guitar and listening to metal all the time, being a like super metalhead and stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically how we're gonna start off. We'll talk about some other stuff down the road, and you guys know when I'm on my own and with other people, we just kind of go with the flow of conversation. So wherever it goes, it goes. And yeah, so what's it like?
Well, to start off with, when we first met in 8th grade, we met in band as well. Like, we were in the same band class. So right off the bat, that's like how we became best friends, is music. So I wouldn't say it's like difficult because we like the same types of music, but what can get kind of annoying, I would say, is you're on like a whole nother level than I am. Like, you basically analyze everything that we listen to, so it can get very annoying when I'm trying to enjoy a song.
Yeah. I think I've talked to you guys about that before. Not the fact that she gets annoyed with it, but the way that I think. And I know some of you think the same way, because I know some of you are musicians and even guitar players and stuff. So I know I've mentioned it at some point, but yeah, like I pick everything apart, and that's just how I think about music. And like being a musician, and you know, being a musician that has musicianship as such a core part of who you are and like what you like to do, you kind of fall into that world of picking everything apart. I mean, I've mentioned it before. Like, I've talked about KAYLEE and her being into music, and like she was saying, like we were both in band and stuff, so we have that musical aspect to connect on. But like she said, I'm on a completely different level. My enjoyment and love for music goes beyond just listening. So,
well, and not to say too, like, we were both in percussion, so like when I'm listening to something, I'm not like, oh, I'm just listening to the lyrics. Like, I also hear the guitar and the bass and all of that stuff and the instrumental stuff. But it's not...
Stay about this far away.
It's not... I feel like I'm spitting.
No, you won't. It's got to cover. Do you stay about a fist away? That's where you want to be.
Okay. Like, so, like, I understand, but it gets to the point, like, every time we're in the car, like, I'll start jamming to something, and he'll just, like, go off on a tangent about one little thing in the song, and I just look at him, and I'm like, now the song's over.
Well, I have to consciously think not to do that so much anymore, and I know I still do, but the only time that I really do it is if it's like something cool, or like I find something interesting, or if it's something that like, say I'm researching something, or I'm like thinking about a certain music theory idea, and then I hear that idea used. That's usually when I usually say something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a whole different thing because, like, I think we talked about it when you were on before, but she's a metalhead too, not to the extreme that I am, but she's still a metalhead, but she listens to other stuff too. So it's not like we're in the car just listening to Metallica or something like that, and I go, oh yeah, that part's cool because that's in Phrygian or that's a diminished whatever. It's like music that I've never heard, and whether she's heard it or not, if I haven't heard it and I hear something that's kind of cool, that's usually when I say something or pick it apart.
Yeah, but the picking apart goes on for like 10 plus minutes, and then I'm like looking at him. I'm like, really?
Well, that's the hard part for me because I get excited about that, and I have to remember that not everybody gets excited about the same kind of stuff that I do to that extreme. So I have to like go, oh shit, yeah, I shouldn't like go on for 30 minutes about how they just use like a flat 5, flat 7, flat 5, double flat 7 or something like that in a pop song and just kind of zip it. It's hard to do.
I mean, it's not a bad thing. Like 4.5 years of dealing with it, though, I get like.
But that's why you're annoyed.
Yeah, because I want to enjoy my music, and you're sitting here picking it apart while I'm trying to enjoy it.
But is that something that came from me doing it so much, or were you like that from the beginning? Because I don't think you got so annoyed at the beginning, like when we first got together.
No, I didn't. Because, I mean, I love music as well. It interests me, and I think it's really cool. Like, being in percussion, we were able to learn how to read music in a different way compared to our peers, and because we had so many different instruments on the sheet music that we played. But I mean, it still interests me, but again, it's like it happens to every single song that we listen to in the car.
I can't help it. It's hard because it's just hard because that's just how my mind works. Like, I can sit and enjoy music, but even if we're driving somewhere and I'm jamming to something of mine, like Dream Theater or Opeth or something like that, even though like if you and I are driving in my car and you're driving in, if I'm driving in mine and you're driving in yours,
Mm-hmm.
and we're both side by side or behind each other or whatever, I'm in my car listening to my stuff and you're in your car listening to your stuff. And it's one of those days where it's just you're really into whatever's on and you're just jamming like a motherfucker. And you're going to be just jamming and listening. But even when I'm jamming and listening the same type of way that you are, I'm still at the same time thinking about if it's a song like that I know how to play, I'm thinking about how to play it in my head as it plays through.
Mm-hmm.
If it's something I don't know, I pick it apart in my head and try to figure out what they're doing. Like, even if I'm enjoying stuff and jamming out, that's still going on in my head. So it's not like it's only when I'm around people or around you. It's like even when I'm by myself, that's how I think about music.
Yeah, it's just something that I've had to kind of expect at this point every time we're in the car, whether it's my car or his car. It happens.
I feel like a sad puppy when that happens.
What?
Well, because like say you're listening to something new and I go, oh, that's cool, that's blah 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 blah.
But it's
and
not
then you
always that.
But then you get mad and then I'm like, well, but then I go feel bad and then I'm like, well, what the hell? And then I stop and then I have to sit there and go.
But it's not always that. Don't let him fool you. Like, he complains a lot, too.
That's what you're talking
a
about.
A lot about newer stuff. Like, because we both really like old metal. I grew up listening to Tool and all of that. And so I like older stuff as well, but I'm more open to listening to newer stuff. But hold on.
I'm not open.
But as soon as I start like jamming out to something, he'll just, I don't like new music. This is blah, blah, blah. Oh, this is screamo. Like, and I look at him and I'm like, let me enjoy it.
Well, no.
You don't have to like everything I listen to. Just
no.
like I don't like everything he listens to.
Like, I mean, there's some stuff that I'll say that I like, but I'm just opinionated, I guess. I don't know.
Yes, and it's very annoying.
Okay, but with your newer stuff, like, God, what were you saying? Oh, it's not like it's all new music. It's not like it's everything. It's a very specific type of music that I don't like, and you know that.
But I like it.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's not like all new music. It's not like all encompassing of everything that's new. It's a very specific type. It's like new rap that I'm not gonna try to hash on it, but it's like new rap where, you know, I guess I could sound like the old man who like hears new music. It all sounds the same to me. That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing I complain about. But but I'm not biased. It's not like I hate all new music. No. It's not like I hate all new music or all new rap or anything, because there are people that I do enjoy that I found out about. Like, this isn't rap, but I never listened to Panic at the Disco.
But
I
this
got
is
into
the
some
thing.
of their stuff.
I
Wait.
hesitate from listening to that stuff in front of you because you just complain
but
about it.
I like that. But then
1 out of 5,000 that I listen to.
But then like, you don't listen to this guy, but like Kendrick Lamar, I like him because he reminds me of old school Eminem when he was super like angry. I mean, he's still angry, but like when he was talking about cutting nuns' heads off and like shitting down their throats and stuff like that era of Eminem, that stuff.
All right.
Do you not know about that? Have you ever heard that stuff? Oh, he was bad. I'll have to show you when we're done. He was talking about some ruthless stuff.
Our daughter's gonna come join us now.
Okay, it's a cat.
Yeah?
I think you guys have seen her before. She's made little guest appearances in shots when she's in the corner. And I think they probably heard her meow and stuff when I do live streams and stuff. She'll come up to me and meow super loud when I'm live streaming and everything. But it's not all new music. It's not, you can't use it like a net saying that I complain about everything, because I don't. There's some stuff that I like even some of Lady Gaga stuff. I liked hers enough to do a cover of one of them.
Well, yeah, that's hard not to.
But I'm just saying, like, it's not everything. There's just a very specific type that I don't like.
And I think that's what annoys me about it, is I know you're closed-minded when it comes to music. And so...
How am I closed-minded? I'm open-minded.
You like what you like. There's not a lot of room.
I like pretty much everything except country and the new rap stuff.
But there could be a really good rap song and a really good country song.
Old country, sure. Maybe a couple Toby Keith songs. But like old Johnny Cash or... Yeah. That's good stuff. But new stuff, it turns into pop. That's why I don't like it. It turns into pop and like what was that new one? That new country song. It was like rap country.
Oh, the really annoying one about the horse?
Yes.
Old Town Road or something?
Yeah, that one. Like country, like it's changed.
We can agree on that one.
It's not the same, but I'm not closed-minded. There's a very specific... It's not like, oh, there's all of these that I don't like. It's like, there's these handful of types that I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not completely closed at all. I'm pretty open, but I'm closed on certain things.
Which it's okay, but when I'm listening to my stuff, don't kill my vibe when I'm jamming in the car.
I got better at it. I don't do it as much as I used to.
Yeah, because I just turned the radio off. All right, next topic.
No. You don't get to get out of it that easy. What about when I listen to stuff in my car? You don't say anything, but you get a certain mood
Yeah, because I feel like we listen to the same stuff every car ride. I
But we
feel
don't.
like I've been listening to the same Dream Theater songs and Megadeth songs since high school.
Mm-mm. I mean, there's days that
And there's stuff like that I really enjoy. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. But when you're dating a musician and they play that stuff, you hear it all the time. And so I think like when he's practicing and stuff, like I'm hearing it, but then we get in the car and he starts playing it. I'm like, we literally just listened to this for like 4 hours.
Well, no, I don't. Like, I could tell you I don't listen to the same stuff. I'm sure it sounds like it's you, but I don't.
It just all sounds... I don't get the whole Dream Theater stuff. It just sounds like a lot of jumbled mess.
Well, because, like, I don't know if I've talked about it. I have a flash drive in my radio in my car. So I have, like, I don't even know how much. Probably, like, 200-300 gigs of music on that I just let play through. I don't pick out the specific stuff. I do every once in a while if there's something I'm like, I really want to hear a Megadeth song or... something like that, but I just usually let stuff play through, so it's usually
don't get me
something
wrong,
different. And
like,
it's not like there's only 3 bands on there. There's like 300 bands or 300 plus bands on there that it just rotates through.
I mean, he's just like any normal person. You get on like a streak of what you like to listen to at the time, so it's difficult, you know, because I'm like, oh, that's a really cool song, but then again, like, he plays it over and over and over again, and then he'll listen to it.
Well, that's how
so
you
it's
practice.
like, okay, I'm over it.
Well, that's just, like, especially...
Oh, sorry, she's not being very ladylike.
Especially if I'm trying to learn something.
She wants to
especially if I'm trying to learn something, I listen to it a lot and practice it, and then if I'm in the car or something, I listen to it a lot because I am thinking to myself how to play it, and what part's coming up next, and trying to memorize it and all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I end up listening to it so much.
And this is the thing, is
Excuse me.
like, I haven't always been like this. It's just, we've been dating for so long now, so it's like, okay. Like, it's just one of those things where I leave him to do his thing when he's playing, because you can get very moody when you're playing, just like anybody.
Because I get like I know you know this, but like when I'm not obsessive about stuff, but when I start something, I'm obsessed about it.
Yeah.
So if I start something, I need to get to a certain point or get it done to a certain aspect before I can stop. Or like if I say I'm working on a new song or a new cover or something, if I start it, 6 hours can blow by and I have no idea.
Well, and I think that might be another reason why it annoys me with the whole critiquing of my music, even, because, like, it reminds me of when you're playing and you get in that zone. It's like you're constantly analyzing all music, and I'm like, you know, at a certain point, you gotta turn that off. You gotta just enjoy it for what it is.
I'm gonna tell you, it doesn't turn off. It's a blessing and a curse. That's what I try to say. Because I can pick stuff apart, and I've learned so much that I can pick songs apart and know, oh, that's a major chord, that's a minor chord, that's a sus chord, that's this kind of thing. And then I can, if I want to cover it or something, it's a lot easier. Or if I want to emulate what they're doing, it's a lot easier. But then it also, sometimes I do want to enjoy stuff. Like because I know such a large catalog of Megadeth music, because that's what I played for years. Mm-hmm. When I listen to that stuff and I want to enjoy it, regardless of anything, my mind automatically thinks about how to play it. That's what I was trying to say.
That's what I'm saying. That's where I think, like, I start getting annoyed.
Because it's...
Where I start getting annoyed is because it's like...
I'm gonna put it down.
It's like, okay, so you practice for 4+ hours. I hear, like, whatever. We're in the car for... You know, our hometown is almost 2 hours away. So when we drive there and we drive back, that's another 4 hours where he's constantly critiquing stuff. And then, like, we'll be getting ready for bed and, like, just laying and talking. And then out of nowhere, he'll just start saying stuff about music. I'm like, we weren't even talking about that. And so I think it's almost like, again, it's because you don't turn it off ever. And that's where I get annoyed, because I'm like, okay, I get it. But, like, let's turn that off and focus on something else right now.
That's the thing. Like,
because it can be, like, I'm going to sit here and, like, when we're laying down to go to bed, I can be telling you about, oh, this is because I'm in social work. I could be talking about how this, and this is stressing me out. And he'll be like, I can tell he's listening to me, but he's not really listening to me. And then he'll be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like,
well,
come on.
Well, no, it's like, it's hard to explain because
it's difficult.
I wish it was so easy as to say, turn it off. Because it's not.
And that's the thing. And I think
going.
that's where I get frustrated with myself even, because that's partly why, you know, we became so close, is for our love for music. But it's like, now I feel like I can't even enjoy it because I'm like, well, I'm going to turn on a song and he's going to be like, ugh, and start critique. And I'm like, come on.
Okay, but here's the thing. I don't critique everything, though. I don't. I know you try to say I do. She likes to, like, do that. I don't critique everything. I don't, like, go... I might say...
most of it.
I might say one thing about something, but that's all it takes for you to get mad. It's
because
not,
it happens every
okay,
time.
but it's not like I take the song and I go, okay, well, let's pick this apart. Here's the chorus and the verse and the bridge and the chorus and that kind of thing. And this is how you play this. So this is probably a 1-5-4 thing. It's like something will come up, a certain part of the song, where I'll go, oh, that's cool, or oh, I've heard that before.
Yes,
but that's
because there's so many songs he's like, they stole that from so and so, and I'm like.
Because, okay, but some of it is, and then they get in trouble for it.
Okay, but the thing is, I'm still trying to listen to it and enjoy it. I don't care about that. It's a good song. I'm emotionally connected to that song. And now every time I'm hearing that, that's all I'm going to think about.
But you've done it too. You'll say something if you notice it. Who?
I know exactly what song you're talking about. I don't know the name of it, though.
Who was it?
Ariana Grande.
Where she had like four different songs kind of mashed together.
Yeah, it was where she took like something from Sound of Music, which is like one of my very favorite movies, and she took like the beat or tempo or whatever from that, and then she took something else. What's his name?
Who?
It's Pretty Boy Rock.
I don't know.
Or no,
don't
Pretty
ask me.
Boy Swag.
Don't ask me.
But anyway, so like as soon as I heard that song, I was like, she took that from Sound of Music, and she took that from that other song. So like but it was like exact.
Right. So think about the way when you hear that song, that thought that you have, like, oh, they took it from this, they took it from that. That's exactly what goes through my head when I hear that stuff. I pick it up more often. It's not when it's not so obvious like that song. So the exact way that you think about that song like that is the way that I think about the other songs when I hear stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like but again, it's not so easy as switch on, switch off. And it's not even just music. My mind is just constantly going through whatever's in my head. I'm constantly thinking of things.
And I know that, but that's part of, like...
You gotta talk this way, they won't hear you.
That's part of, like, you asked me what it's like, and that's part of it. It's just, it can get very frustrating. Because there's never, like... I feel like a crappy girlfriend at times because it's like, I'm telling you to back off from your passions and your goals and whatever. But then again, at some point it gets in the way of our relationship because it's like, I feel like I can't even talk to you about anything because then it just circles right back to around. It gets really annoying.
I can't help it. That's the problem. Because that's what I'm telling you is my mind is always, no matter what's going on, most of the time, no matter what's going on, it's something is in my head.
I know.
Whether it's music or some kind of thing that I just learned or something, it's always running.
I know.
But I can't switch it off. That's why sometimes...
Yes, but you can pick and choose when it's appropriate and not appropriate to just blurt something out.
Like, I mean, yeah, I guess that...
Because I could be, like, crying and, like, just in tears about how stressed out I am, and then he says something about music, and I'm like... What does that have to do with our conversation?
Well, but and then another
or
thing.
I'll want to tell him about like something interesting about my day, and then he goes, "Oh, blah 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 about music," and I'm like, and it's not like, "Oh, I really liked this song." It's like full in depth like analysis of it, terminology that I don't even know. I'm like, okay, so much for what I had to say.
No, well, okay, but you have to understand too. I'm not trying to dismiss whatever we're talking about. It's just like, because my mind is always on, and because it's always like the gears are always turning, when I think of something, it's like it has to come out.
You know, write that shit down.
But well, that's what I'm saying. Like it's like it's almost an unconscious or subconscious thing. Because I'll think about it and then I like say it. But that brings up the other aspect, because because we connected on music and everything, like I know that I feel like I want to tell you about that kind of stuff. Like I don't just do that to everyone. Like if I'm talking to my brother or my dad, I don't just start, well, if it's my dad, I talk about music, but not in the aspect of from a musician, but like just from a listener's aspect, because you guys know I've talked about him before. But with anyone else, like I don't take stuff apart so much or try to tell someone about something I'm excited about, because it's like I know you understand the foundational aspect of it and you can somewhat understand what I'm talking about.
Well, and that's where I start to feel bad, because I know that. Like, we've always been like that, but again, like, over the course of the last 3 years, because we're going on we're over 4.5 years now.
4.5 was last month.
So, like, I would say it's
shit. They're not going to be listening to this. Hold your thought. Well, maybe I should say it at the end. I'll say it at the end too. I forgot to say this at the beginning. What, last week? Can I tell them or no?
What?
Last week. Last Saturday. Okay. I was gonna say this at the beginning. I guess it just slipped my head because I was trying to think about what to say. She's gonna hate it. It's okay. It's okay. You'll get love. Okay, so remember what you were talking about. I should have said this at the beginning, but and I should have explained anyway, because last week there wasn't an episode out, and that's because
It's all my fault.
No. It's not your fault. It's like we were busy and we had other stuff going on, and by the time I was like, we can do something, it was too late. So I just figured we'd do it now. Last Saturday was her birthday. So we were busy doing birthday stuff and just chilling out and all that fun kind of stuff. So it just kind of slipped our mind, well, my mind for the most part. And then, like I said, when it came to mind, it was already too late. So if you're listening in this far, which I'm pissed I didn't say it at the beginning, birthday wishes to KAYLEE. Everyone say happy birthday. God, I should have said. I remember I wanted to say something. Like I wanted to do this last week so that I could say it on your birthday, so that people would say stuff on your birthday.
It's
but
just
we
a
just
day.
didn't. But we didn't do. We didn't do it.
He knows how I feel about my birthday.
Yeah, that can be another topic too. But okay, I just had to say that. So it was her birthday last week. That's why there wasn't something out. If you want to say happy birthday and stuff, go for it. She's here.
He was too busy getting me a custom-made peanut butter and chocolate.
I'm sorry, I don't think they heard that. I guess say that one more time.
I was like, he is too busy getting me a custom-made peanut butter chocolate ice cream cake from Cold Stone that he woke me up to. It was like hard as a rock, and we're like,
well, it's an ice cream cake, so
and it was like freezer. 9 a.m, and that's the first thing we ate.
Ice cream cake for breakfast.
I'm glad you got the smaller one, because like ever since then I've just been craving sugar.
Yeah, I know, that sucks. We're both. That could be another time. That could be another thing too. We're both trying to diet a little bit better and eat better and stuff.
College is hard.
Man, we just got all these topics lined up for other stuff. College, getting healthier, talking about birthday stuff, all that kind of thing, all that kind of stuff. Grammar.
You speak.
Okay. Anyway, that was a complete tangent, but back to what you were saying.
I don't remember.
I said remember. No! What were we talking about before I brought it up?
That's fine.
Shoot. You're gonna kick my ass.
I'm not.
No, not you, they.
Oh.
They're gonna know. They're gonna be like, you were talking about this, why can't you remember? It was...
Just had to mention my birthday.
Well, no, I think we were still talking about picking apart music and stuff, but you were saying something.
That's the only thing we've talked about.
Well, yeah.
Really.
Okay, well, if it comes back, then say something, if you remember what it was.
Okay.
Shift it over to not... Shift it from me picking stuff apart. Like, what's it like being with me who plays guitar? Not just that I am big into music, but that I play guitar. And, like, electric guitar, and metal guitar, and even, I guess, making songs and stuff like that.
It's just weird because it's, like, normal for me.
Well, it
so
isn't
it's
now.
Like,
so what was it like at the beginning? Like, talk about how it's changed.
Well, of course, it was so dreamy.
I'm dreamy.
Ew. Excuse him. His lack of manners. No, I mean...
I said excuse me earlier.
It was so, like, I have a
Excuse me.
twin brother, so, like, I've always kind of been a tomboy, I guess. I didn't really fit in with girls.
No, you fought him.
Yeah. No. Don't make me sound like a
I'm
horrible
not. No,
person.
she's not. She just...
I'm very...
she sticks up for...
I'm an advocate for all people,
Yeah.
and I'm very vocal about things
Yeah,
that are not right.
she stands... She's a good person.
Social worker.
It's good
here.
reasons, yeah.
So it's not like... I don't know. It was just, like, music was, like, what really got me liking you, obviously, but...
Oh, it wasn't my dastardly good looks? With
Your
my
shoulder-length
long
hair.
Yeah. No, we don't talk about that.
We need to
No, we
put
don't.
a picture in and show them.
No, we don't.
So when I first met Virgil...
Well, here we go.
He had pin straight, kind of like...
Was it?
Oh, yes, it was.
It curled, kind of like yours, but
That's
the
what
opposite.
I was going to say. So, like, his was pin straight, and it went bloop,
It was like a bell.
bloop. And so he was baby face back then. He was like, oh, I have a mustache.
I did not. You're full of shit. I was not. As soon as I could shave, well, one, because of wrestling, but two, as soon as I could shave whatever mustache I had in middle school, I was trying to, because people said I looked Mexican when I had a mustache.
He did. He'd get super tan and just have...
Yeah. And I'm not, if you guys didn't know.
You never know.
I'm whiter than white. No, I'm white. I'm pasty. I'm sour cream.
You keep making me lose my train of thought.
I had
But
long
he
hair.
had long hair. He always wore, like, light blue jeans, a band tee, and his leather jacket. And
You're missing something. What else did I used to wear a lot? That I actually don't know where they are.
oh, his what are those
The
even
wristband
called?
thing.
Yeah,
The wrist warmers.
he's like your typical douchebag.
I did not.
Let me find a picture of him going like this.
I never. That's the one thing I never understood.
You did too.
No, that's the one thing. No, oh, you're talking about
the Facebook.
No,
Yeah.
the poses. Yeah, the poses. I thought I was cool because there's one picture that I remember. I remember it was me and Michael and someone else. We were at the mall. And I remember I had my leather biker jacket on, some jeans, some white, faded white with green shoes from mowing lawns and stuff, and a band t-shirt and my leather jacket and sunglasses. And I had, at this time I had shorter hair, and my hair was spiked in the front. But I was standing up like this, and there was like a light in front of...
Such a
There was
douchebag.
a light in front of the mall that was like in the ground, like coming up straight like this. So I was standing over it like this, thinking I was cool, and the light like... Yeah, that's the only one I remember.
There's other cringy
No.
pictures of him like
No.
holding his guitar out and like...
Yeah, okay, with my guitars, but I'm just gonna say I didn't understand that aspect through school, through high school and everything. I don't know if it's because I was more in shape then or what was going on. People were afraid of me, for one, but were always thinking that I was angry when I was walking through the halls. Because they said I walked like a gorilla.
It's your wrestling shoulders. You have, like, the backs shoulders.
I don't know. But still.
But, so, like, when we first met, like, I already knew he obviously wasn't your typical, like, I don't want to say jock or anything, but, like, he wasn't...
Nerdy jock.
Yeah, like, we both were kind of... I don't want to say outcasts because we both had quite a few friends. We're, like, weird, so we're both, like, really smart,
we're the jack of all trades.
Yeah, we're very smart. Not to toot our own horns. That's why, at least for me, that's, like, why I was attracted to you, because, like, I don't have patience. I would say people have told me I'm very mature for my age. I always have been. Like, I'm an old soul in a young body, which could be a compliment and not.
I think it's a compliment.
But, like, so we weren't like outcasts, but we weren't like popular either. We were kind of, just like he said, jack of all trades kind of people.
Yeah.
So, like, it's always been normal for me. Like, you playing music, you playing guitar. Like, I don't know who else saw the last video where we talked about, like, how we met and stuff, but...
Yeah, if you guys want to... It's in Sinister-Cast. It's somewhere. Like,
we started off by Skyping and calling each other for, like, long hours.
Yeah, Yeah.
And he would, like, it was something where, so I like to draw and paint and all of that, so I would be doing my thing or doing homework, and he would always be on the other side playing guitar. So it's something that I've always just been used to. Now, us living together now, it's been difficult because it's like, pay attention to me, stop playing for 6+ hours. Because our apartment, which we haven't showed you guys yet.
It's coming soon. We just got it clean. She wants it to be clean and everything for you guys to see. So once we get when we get a big clean spree thing going, we'll show you.
I'm very particular.
Yeah, she's the perfectionist in her own ways too, like I am with music. So
we get on each other's nerves.
We can, but that's life.
But like, so it's been the norm, but like I was saying, like, living together, it's been difficult because we live in a 1-bedroom apartment. It's not tiny coming from dorm rooms, but like, what?
I was just going to say, don't forget I would say something for 10 seconds. This is how I'm going to explain how my brain works, because you said 1-bedroom apartment. I thought about an Eminem song. Because he was talking about living in a 1-bedroom apartment. See? That's what I'm saying. But, okay.
Like I was saying, it's difficult because, so his desk is out in our dining room area, like our kitchen's over here, obviously the living room's behind us, and then our bedroom and bathroom's over there, but so he's out here for hours upon hours, and like this past summer I interned. I just graduated with my BSW, so I was
big lady, big girl.
Still don't have a job.
I'm dating someone with a degree.
I have 2.
Oh yeah, because you got an associate's and a bachelor's.
Yeah.
I never got an associate's. You don't get
you
one.
Technically have one.
I technically do if there was one, but for my program there isn't one. It's straight to bachelor's.
Oh yeah. I'm surprised it's not like associates of arts and science or something, but
nope.
Oh yeah, this summer I was interning, so like I wasn't able to work because I was basically working 40 hours a week unpaid, and
which I think is so wrong.
So like when I was home, I really didn't have anything to do because I'm coming from a lifestyle where I'm working multiple jobs and going to class full time, so there's always like something happening for me. And then I had all this free time this summer, And it was difficult because, like, I wanted him to do what he loves, but it gets in the way.
But
it does.
Were you talking about before or after I switched to first? Because
honestly, they both sucked.
Well, it's better now. Because when I was on, I told you guys when I switched to first shift from second, I worked on second shift for the longest time. In July, I switched to first shift. So instead of working second shift, which was 2 o'clock to 10:30 at night, I work 6 a.m. in the morning to 2:30 in the afternoon. So back in the beginning of the summer, we moved in here in
that was bad.
We moved in here in May, and so I was working second shift. I was done with classes in April, so I was just working 40 hours, but she'd have her internship, normal like 8 to 4, 8 to 5 kind of thing, and then I left for work at 1:30 or something like that, so I worked from 2 to 10:30. So by the time so in the morning she left, I was home alone. By the time I leave for work and I get to work like 2 hours later, she'd be coming home. So it was like,
and then by the time he got home, it was time for bed. Yeah.
So it was, but I wanted to stay up because I slept in to go to second so it was a weird thing. And then I finally switched to first, and now I go to work at 6, so I'm up before her, and then I get home before her, and then she was home shortly after I was, and then we have the whole rest of the day.
But now, so like I'm not working now, because I'm in the middle of transitioning into my grad program. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a
for anybody in graduate school. It's difficult. And I'm in the middle of like getting my license too. Anybody who knows social work, you have to have a license to be able to get billed and whatnot. Even though I'm going towards my MSW, I still want to get a limited license for my BSW.
Right, so she can practice.
So I can practice, but I'm finding it difficult to find something here where we live. So now I like have class, and I'm basically like, when's Virgil getting home? Because now he has class all day and work.
Yeah.
So when he gets home, he wants the time to play and stuff, and so it gets really, I'm not going to say lonely because it's not like I don't see you, but we're not hard. Spending quality time together.
It's hard to balance everything because I think if I wasn't doing this, there'd be more time. But because I'm working on stuff like this, the projects that I do, like covers and shit like that, take a lot of work to do, and so I'd be working on something for multiple hours every day to get it done, and that ends up being hard. But when I was on second and you were working at your internship, I had the whole morning. I would get up at like 10, 11 o'clock, and I had a couple hours by myself to do stuff, and I didn't. And you weren't home.
Ties back into him critiquing everything, because he's out here practicing for hours, and then the moment he gets.
Don't lie. I don't practice for hours anymore. I need to, but I don't.
I've been letting him. Like I haven't been like, come be hip to hip with me. I've just been letting him do his thing for the last couple weeks. But, what was I saying? That leads back into the critiquing thing, because he's playing, and then as soon as he's done, and I'm like, yes, we finally get to talk to each other, it's just all about the same stuff, and I'm like, so that's where.
You mean what I was working on? Because.
It's not always what you're working on, and like I want to be excited and encouraging of you, but like it gets so frustrating because I'm like, okay, like I just heard you play for 4+ hours, like can we talk about our relationship now?
Yeah.
And it's like, it sucks because I love music, and like that's a big part of our relationship and our friendship, but living with a musician, it's hard to balance everything, especially both being college students and him working and me trying to find a job. Like it can be really frustrating and difficult. So
well, that's the thing. This is the first time I'd be telling you guys, I think, because I haven't mentioned that I started classes again. So I started classes again this week, and I'm basically doing what I've done in the past. Before I was still working 32 hours, so technically full time, and classes and stuff. But now, which I think I told you, I like it better. Before I was going to classes in the morning and then going to work on second shift 2 o'clock to 10:30. Now I get up to go to work. I work from 6 to noon, and then go to class till a wide range. I think the latest I'm in class is 6:30. That's up to 6:30, and so it's weird because it's all. I thought it would be like working 40 hours again, but it's more.
It's not a very consistent, like...
It's just, it sucks because I know when I was just working, I had more time to where I can do this for an hour or two and then hang out with KAYLEE. Now it's like...
Homework, reading, all
and
that.
Now it's harder to find time. So that's going to be a thing. You just kind of made me think about that. I guess you guys are fine. I'll mention it again when you guys see me next and everything.
And he's like, this is his senior year in his program, so have you told him your major and your minors and stuff?
I don't think it matters.
So
I've said
major
something
in criminal justice, minor in philosophy and sociology.
Yeah.
So like, I had one major, didn't have any minors. He's got one major and 2 minors. So like, it's his last year, so he's getting all of that stuff, all the hardest classes and tons of workload. I just went through that with my major, but it's a lot. And having to support us right now too alone is a lot too. So, but balancing relationship and his hobbies and his passion and everything like that's really difficult. And it's frustrating for me because I don't want to be that person holding him back either. But we're best friends. We have literally built our relationship and friendship on telling each other everything. So it's like when I still need that. And it's been lacking a lot because he's trying to figure out the balancing right now. But it's hard too because this is our first time, like, she wants to be in the video.
Yeah.
It's difficult too because this is our first time, like, living together officially, like, because we talked all the time, went to college, did the long distance thing for 3 years.
It wasn't like fully long distance. We still saw each other.
No, and our schools were like 2 hours away from each other, and he would come up a lot, and I would come down here every once in a while, and like I lived with him and his family one summer. You okay?
I'm gonna sneeze.
We'll do it away. You already burped in the...
I'm the only one that's going to use it.
It's still gross. They don't want to hear all that.
It smells fine still.
That's disgusting.
It smells like fabric. Anyway, continue.
I don't remember what I was saying.
You stopped? I didn't. I just had to sneeze. You're talking about us traveling to see each other and stuff.
And like, oh yeah, I lived with him and his family, his dad, his mom, and his brother, for a summer. So like we lived with each other. We spent the night at each other's house a lot. Don't make it weird.
No, I'm not making it weird. I'm just saying it was funny because it was
sneaky. Okay, but a lot of people would not condone that, but
No.
our parents, his parents trusted us, and what?
Nothing. I was just talking about being sneaky. That's what I was talking about.
It's hard because, like, although we're boyfriend and girlfriend, like, we're best friends. So, and, like, his brother, like, I consider his brother a friend of mine. My twin brother, like, we are the Three Musketeers. Like, so it's really difficult. I don't know. But we lived with each other before, but, like, to be by ourselves, it's a whole nother...
But it's also better. It's great, but...
I would say so, too, because there's a lot of outside influences, I would say, on our relationship, like family and stuff. And, instead of trying to please everybody else, we're able to kind of focus on one another, and we pick and choose. Okay, I almost said hometown. Are we gonna?
I don't think. I mean, don't say it still, but I don't think it really matters. It's not like we don't live there. So.
It's a habit, but are we gonna go home to our families, or are we gonna stay here and go on a date or spend time together, quality like
on the weekends?
We're able to pick and choose which it's been I think it's been harder for me because not that he's not a family guy, but like there's just something about family that is really special to me.
She's, I don't want to say closer, but you enjoy seeing your family more.
I cherish
like, not that I don't remember, or not that I don't enjoy seeing my family, but I also like being home.
And his family is my family. Like, I'm like, let's go home and see Papa. Like, I'm the one that's always, and not to say he doesn't ever want to go home and see people, but like, I'm always the one that's like, let's go do this.
Yeah.
Because he wants to stay home. Whereas I'm like homesick.
Right. Which, it's just hard because it's like a little less than 2 hour drive. So we're constantly like driving 2 hours to go visit family and stuff. And it gets to a point where I just don't want to do that every weekend because, like, you know, just when you decide that there's already 4 hours that you're not going to get back from driving there and driving back.
Well, and if you think about it too, like 3 years, because I was up at my school for 3 years and you've been here going on 4 years now, like we would always go back home because it was kind of a midpoint for us.
It's like a triangle.
Yeah. So we would always go back home to like spend time with each other and spend time with our families.
Yeah.
But it's getting very difficult too because we're starting to feel like nobody wants to come. Like, we're always doing the driving and visiting. Like, nobody.
Well, it's understandable. I mean, it's a almost 2 hour drive. I mean, I get it.
But this is the thing, is it's expected from us.
Right. No, yeah, I know.
And it can get frustrating. So.
Which is why I always go, well, then let's not go. Let's stay home.
Yeah.
And let's go do a movie or.
But then I feel guilty because, like, I don't know. I'm a pleaser, so.
Yeah, I don't feel guilty. Like, I'm not. She's more worried about that stuff. Like, if she was like, we'll stay home this weekend, that is completely fine with me. I got my shit I can do. She has shit she can do. I got shit we can do. That's fine with me. Yeah, I enjoy
he's gonna play
home
for 6 hours and then go in bed and critique it for another 2.
No. Well, that's the thing. Like, the weekend is. I really hope you guys can hear that, because seriously, I've talked about it since we've been here. There is a person every fucking day with a car that has the alarm go off. Every day. It's like they have it planned where they push it on the remote to annoy everyone else. Seriously.
Perks
and you
of
know
living in an apartment.
You know what I'm talking about, too.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so if we can stay home, that's fine with me. I like being home. Like, I'm with my guitars and my music and everything, I'm fine.
With his guitars, not with me.
Okay, but I'm with you all the time. I'm not always. It's a balancing act still. Okay, 2 loves, music and you. So.
Well, I'd have to feel better because one of your guitars is named after me. So.
Yeah. Yep.
It makes me feel a little better. You don't ever play that guitar though. So.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. That's how I practice. Practice on the acoustic. I think I've talked about it. You guys need to practice on acoustic too. You get better. Don't practice with distortion. Unless you've already got it down. Because it hides mistakes.
But long story short, I enjoy living together. It has its moments, definitely. Like I said, we're still trying to balance everything. I'm an introvert. I like my solitude. So I'm used to that sounds really bad, but I'm used to being like alone.
I mean, that's me. Oh, that's what I was going to say. That doesn't sound bad. I'm the same way.
I'm used to just being like, not that I don't have friends and stuff from school, but like I secluded myself a lot. That's my comfort zone. So it's difficult. It's been difficult to always have somebody around. It's hard.
I know what you're saying. Because I like my alone time, too.
And that's what I think is cool, is, like, he'll be out here playing, and I'm in the bedroom watching Netflix or playing mind games as well.
AKA taking a nap.
Yes. But, like, you know, we're learning the balancing, and, you know, it has its moments,
it's
like
just
I said.
Once I graduate in the spring, it'll be like this summer. I think was better. It's gonna get worse. We're gonna get more stressed now because I'm back in classes and stuff, because there's less time for everything. But that period where we were just working, we had that big chunk of time not doing anything else. So when I graduate and we're doing that kind of thing, we're going to have more time and it's going to be less stressful. But I know now that I'm in class and stuff and I'm still working a lot, I'm going to get really stressed out.
Yeah.
A lot. And with you going to class and then doing that, your whole thing, and we're both going to get stressed. But I think it'll get better. Yeah. Once we're out of school stuff.
Well, and the next thing that we have to figure out is, like, so he's graduating in May.
April.
Oh, it's different than mine. So he's graduating in the spring, so now our next thing is figuring out where we're moving to next. Are we staying here? Are we going back home? Somebody doesn't want to, but somebody else does. And we also have to keep in mind, like, I have another year of grad school, so do we want to move further north so I'm not commuting 2 hours? But that's just, like, something that we have to start thinking about too, on top of class and work and all that.
Everything else.
But the sooner the better, so, like, cut him some slack. He's got a lot going on.
I don't think they bash on me too much. They've been pretty supportive. I know you guys have. You guys have been, when I've talked about that stuff, they've been supportive. You don't know as much as I do when it comes to all that stuff. I know you watch my stuff and all that, but
I read the comments.
Yeah, they're supportive.
I don't comment for obvious reasons,
right.
But
that's but hopefully, see, that's the part that's weird for me, because doing this whole, not even just playing, but like the YouTube thing, it's like it's a gamble and a risk kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, it's a struggle for anyone now, especially now, to do anything with it. But like, if I wouldn't have had any kind of quote unquote success with stuff, with getting followers or videos taken off or whatever, it might be different. I might have given up a while ago, but I'm not one to give up too much. But with the growth and stuff, that gives me some kind of promise of maybe doing something, or at least not anything crazy, but at least something. That is like, that makes the whole hours that I spend working on stuff worth it. And not even like, even say like I don't amount to anything, my channel dies and I still just am making stuff. I probably will still make stuff just because I like making stuff. Like, obviously I'm not gonna stop making music.
He's always been a creator, is what I would say. He's always written his own music and like videos and stuff like that, like even before YouTube even became like a real big thing. Like in high school we were in a what is it, graphic design? With old wrestling coach. Yes. Yeah, that was digital filmmaking. Yes. So like he's always like had it in him. I think it's just being able to put two of your passions and hobbies together to make it something not just for you but for other people. Yeah. The exact point I've made before. That's something I got to get my brother, and I got to get my buddy Daniel, you guys know, and you, and well, no, I'm saying because I have old videos of myself playing guitar that at some point I got to like react to, whether it's with you or by myself or whatever. But then I think we need to do a react video to your cringy pictures. Well, we can include those, but then there's like stuff with my brother where we had old recordings and stuff, and with Daniel and all that too. You did like some with Jonathan too. No, I did one. He helped you with. He helped me with the army one. Yeah, with one of the projects I did for that class, but there's a bunch of like. Before the YouTube idea thing, I mean, it wasn't like to the idea that it is now with this channel. It was just like, let's make a video and it was just kind of like a given that you put a video up on YouTube. It wasn't even like an afterthought of whatever, but like we made
this is what I'm saying. So my brother and I will have to react to some of our old stuff, and Daniel and I will have to react to some of our old stuff because we made little short films and skits, and we tried our own
Do you
little...
remember that video we made that like they showed around? Do they know what state we're in?
Yeah.
That they showed around like Michigan to all educators and stuff.
I don't remember what it's called. We
did something for a peer-to-peer group.
Yeah, in our digital filmmaking thing, and it got sent around Michigan for districts to use at their school and show their kids and stuff for the program. But what was I saying? Oh, but yeah, just to react to the old short films and stuff, and like Daniel and I, we did our own channel that we did for a very short period of time that was really stupid, so we'd have to go back and look at those, and
It was
and
comical.
it was stupid. I mean, that's our humor. It's like Dumb and Dumber humor.
I tell you what.
Stupid boy humor. That's what it is. But that's what we find funny, and some people find it funny. That's what it is. But that's like she was saying, like I was doing video stuff, like to make a large circle. I was doing video stuff before. It was always an interest. I've talked to you guys before and said it was always a hobby. Like a thing I wanted to do is make video. I mean, I still do, like, other than this stuff. Like, I still have ideas for short films and stuff like that have nothing to do with this that I want to get to at some point. But yeah, always making and I gotta find some of the very first songs that I wrote and recorded, like tried to record and react to those, because I have some that I was doing in Audacity. They're really, really shitty. Really, really shitty. Not the playing and stuff, but the quality. Like, I had this really stupid drum machine, and at the time I was recording my guitar with a cheap dynamic microphone up on my cabinet still, and it sounded like shit, and I had no bass VST, nothing, so I would record the bass part on my guitar, and then in Audacity drop it 12 semitones for an octave, so that it sounds like a bass. So I dropped it down an octave, and that was my bass, which don't ever do, because it doesn't sound good. But yeah.
But it's, to take a point away from that, like everyone starts somewhere, and...
Excuse me. It's the Fago. That's the Fago.
I apologize again for his lack of manners.
Eh.
But, everyone starts somewhere with anything that they are passionate about, and I think it's important to realize that. Like, he's obviously not... I wouldn't say he's, like, perfect at guitar or anything. Like, there's room for everyone to grow.
Nobody is, and nobody thinks they
but
are,
that's
unless
what I'm
they
saying,
actually
like,
suck.
Everyone is, everyone's in all different parts of their journey of learning, and...
Well, that, like, nobody, like, if there's an actual guitar player that thinks they're perfect, they suck. Seriously, because if you ask any guitar player, they're never happy with where they are. You always want to do... There's always something that you want to do better. Get faster, sweep pick faster, alternate pick faster, hybrid picking.
Here we go. Here we go.
But that's what I was just going to say, because I've noticed that's what I was saying earlier.
I was trying to end it on a good note.
Stop. I need to practice more, because I can tell my chops have gotten worse, because I don't practice as much as I used to. So a lot of the speed and the stamina and stuff that I had before isn't there anymore. So I need to find a way to practice more, like my rudimentary stuff. Just the simple... Like the annoying shit.
What I'm looking forward to most is either moving to a 2-bedroom apartment, or even renting a small house or something, so that you can get, like, a studio type thing.
Yeah.
So, not in the corner of our living room.
Yeah. So that's, like, that would help a lot with a lot of things. But
it sets the tone.
Well, yeah, and to go back to what I just realized I didn't make a point with what I was trying to say, is, like, if that's like what I was saying, like the YouTube thing, why it's a worthwhile risk for me, because if it gets to a certain point, that can be me doing what I love and, like, somewhat supporting us if it ever comes to that. Like, I could do that as a job instead of punching parts.
But it wouldn't feel like a job.
That's what I'm saying.
I know.
And so, it's a worthwhile risk because there is the growth, and so it's still a worthwhile investment for me. I mean, I've already invested like time and money into doing stuff, and I feel like I would have gotten that stuff regardless.
You sacrifice something in order to gain something else.
Right. Yeah. So progress takes sacrifice, and that's a really good point, and that's what it's taken. And I mean, like, I probably would have had my guitars and the amps and the mixer and all that stuff. I probably would have still gotten that to record music, but in terms of the expensive camera and the lighting and the software and all that stuff, I think I probably still would have gotten that at some, not in the same way that I have now, but I would have probably gotten it at some point to do the filmy type stuff, and yeah. So I would have eventually still gotten that stuff, I guess. It just wouldn't have been in the same order or the same process that I have now. But yeah, to make it a point, it's worth it because it might lead to being what I do. Hopefully. But I'm still objective about it because it is hard to do. But I feel like, and I can go. This can be another subject for another time.
This
but
is like 2 hours.
Well, no, it's maybe an hour or 6. We can go for as long as we want. I mean, I've listened to other people's stuff. So there's people that have like more followers than I do, and they do music or something similar. And I listen to their stuff, and I'm like, man, that sounds like shit. Like, my stuff sounds bad. No.
Here's the critiquing.
No, don't take it that way. I'm just saying, like, it takes more than just
playing
skill to do something. So it's like a whole learning experience because, like I said, there's people that can have 10K followers that their stuff sounds 10 times worse than what my stuff does. And I know my stuff doesn't sound the greatest. I don't have the greatest gear or mixing and mastering skills and stuff like that. And there's people that are far better, but there are also people who are far worse that are doing better for whatever reason. So it's like I listen to that stuff and I see that kind of thing, like someone with 10K and like their stuff sounds terrible. And I go, well, why aren't I at that point? Because my stuff sounds a lot better.
I don't think that's something to focus on.
Well,
Because
you don't want to compare.
But this is my thing. Like, I remember when you were first starting off, I remember you hitting 50 subscribers. I remember you hitting 100 subscribers and 300 and whatever. And, like, look where you are now. Like, you're...
420. We hit 420 today.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, don't focus on other people's numbers.
Well,
as long as
yeah.
you... But this is my... Let me finish. Okay. As long as you continue to give it your all with your heart and everything like that, like, who cares about the numbers? And the thing...
No, I was just going to say something. Go ahead, continue.
And the thing is, like, yeah, I know you would like this to support us one day, but this is a hobby for now.
Right.
And, like, I would just let it go where it takes you. Like, don't focus on the numbers that you have. Focus on doing something you love and allowing other individuals to see that and be a part of that.
Well, I know what she's trying to get at. I don't focus. I like the whole thing with the example of the 10K person or whatever. That's not like, well, I'm not good enough. Why aren't I there? That's not, like, the point of it. It's just my point of, like, I was making a point of it takes more than being good, to get somewhere. So it's a matter of luck and knowing people, and really it's a lot of luck. But
I mean, you're getting there.
Right.
People are, like I said earlier, people are at different stages of their journey.
Well, don't get it, like, confused. I'm not trying to say, like, this isn't like a pessimistic critique of myself. That's not what I'm doing. It was just a way to make a point. But God, what was I going to say now? It was just a way to make a point. No, it was just a way to make a point. Right. I don't focus on that because I'll give you an example because like I don't focus on that, and that's how I've gotten to where I am because I don't, regardless of what you've tried to think before, I don't be someone who I'm not to the camera. There's an aspect of being nervous when you're starting out and you know, trying to be, you know, to project and whatever, because you can't go up and just talk like this, hey guys, you know, there's a certain aspect that you learn to be in front of a camera or in a microphone to get things of quality. And that, like I said, that's how I've gotten to where I am because I don't care so much about that. I just do it and it just goes where it goes. You know what I mean? It's like, now I'm losing what I was going to say too. I keep forgetting. I'm losing my path. What was I saying? Scatterbrain. What was I saying? Something about. Oh. That's what I'm saying. Is it's a hobby, but if it ever turns into like it's gonna be slow, unless all of a sudden something takes off. But like because of the type of stuff that I do, it can slowly start to change that. Because you got to reach a certain point now because YouTube's stupid. And to be able to monetize, and that's never even enough. And I know you've probably heard like she watches people that do the vlog stuff, and I know at least some of them have talked about like AdSense and getting money from ads at some point because it's not enough. They need to do other stuff. That's why people sell merch and all that kind of shit. But me doing music and stuff, I can sell the music and all that kind of thing, or all that kind of stuff, and it's a slower thing. It's not so instant. It's like a gradual thing. So it like and that helps me to stay motivated because say I get to a point like down the road where the numbers are a lot bigger, there's more people, so there's more influence, and I'm selling more music and stuff, and it's not going to completely replace my job, but it'll at least help transition away or have extra money or still. It doesn't have to be the main thing to support us.
Yeah.
Like even if it's another $50 a month or something like that, that's $50 a month. You know, that's an energy bill. So it's like, it's a worthwhile thing to me, and you know, once it changes from, it'll always still be a hobby. Even if it takes over as the main source, it's still a hobby. It's just a working hobby that
you put in so much time and effort and energy into something, and it's
right. So it's just, that's why it's a worthwhile investment.
It's like a bittersweet thing.
Yeah, because it is an investment of time, money, a lot of time. But, yeah, God. There always ends up being like 3 ideas that pop in my head, and I try to hit each one, and by the time I get to number 2, I forget 3. How long have we been talking anyway? I'm curious. I know it's over an hour. Let me see here. Because I know you're starting to get tired. Hour 13. We can cut it off here in a minute. Was there anything else that you wanted to end on or tie off or mention or bring up?
No.
Okay. Go ahead.
I mean, I know he really wants me to be on here sometime, so I mean, I wouldn't mind. I just feel like they're not here for me, so it's like difficult for me to come on here and just talk.
I like seeing people who come on. Like they really enjoyed when he came on, and when Daniel came on, and when I had Tim on here from. Did you watch that one? Yeah. So they like when people come on.
I mean, I don't want to be like your typical YouTube couple, but like I would be.
We definitely.
I would be interested in doing like different things, like challenges and stuff like that.
And that's
keep it interesting.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if that's something that you want to do, then that's something that we got to figure out outside of this.
I'm saying like with music and stuff.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So if we want like reacting to my old videos and stuff, That's one thing. But if we start wanting to do reacts to music and stuff, that's when we would go and set up a different account, different channel type of thing, and then I can use this like, hey, go check this out. I don't want to mix that kind of thing with this, because I keep this channel to a very specific thing, because you kind of have to. If you don't, that's when you start kind of fizzling out. When you start being specific, that's when growth happens, and that's what's happened. I learned that, and that's why things have kind of gone up like they have.
I'm not sitting here saying I'm gonna be here like every week, but like every
No.
once in a while,
Yeah.
if you guys wanted us to do something like me telling all his dark, embarrassing secrets or something.
Ooh, tantalizing. Hey, I mean, if you can come on here all the time. We can talk for 6 hours. Seriously,
People don't want to hear
no,
us
yes
talk
they
or
do.
something.
Oh, you have no idea, because people will watch through 3 hours of footage. Trust me, I'm one of those people. You think about the podcasts and stuff I listen to at work and everything. Joe Rogan has 3-4 hour things of people just talking. So there's
Okay,
people
well,
out
if
there.
that's something you want, not that I'm going to talk for 6 hours,
Oh,
but
I see what you're doing. Okay.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If that's something you guys want, just let him know, and I would be fine with doing that.
Yeah, so
Because
if
I
you-
want to, we're spending time together, having fun, just like doing what he likes to do, so yeah.
yeah. So if I know you guys are probably gonna say yes, because you did last time. I think we said that on the last time you were here. If you want to see more of her, definitely let me know. I know it's a stupid question, because I already know what they're gonna say.
Maybe he can start doing some polls or something on his Instagram.
Yeah, something like that. I can put a poll on here too. You can do that now. But yeah, if you guys want to see more of her, like whether on Sinister-Cast or on other stuff, then definitely let me know.
And who was around? This is like OG people. Who was around when my little sister did his makeup?
Nope, they don't know.
Some people might.
I don't think very. Except, you know what?
If you were around.
Tim, I think if you're watching, I think, because that was my gaming channel, is what that went on.
That's
That's what that went on. They know about that. I've told them about it. But I think Tim Timmons, I think he's the only one. There might be a couple others, and I'm sorry if I'm forgetting you, but I don't think very many people moved over. Because I only got to like 50 subs or something like that, and a lot of it was sub for sub on that.
so. I have a sister. I'm 22, and I have a twin brother.
Great, now they know how old you are. Give out all the info. I'm kidding.
Anyway,
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
he's 22 as well.
No, I'm not.
22 going on 15. But I have.
Uh-oh, I'm getting a phone call.
So my sister, there's 13 years in between us. So she was little. That was a while ago. But she loves stuff like this too, and she loves Virgil. So like maybe we can have her come on and do some stuff too.
She's part of that wave of like young kids that are growing up with YouTube as the way it is, and they all want to do videos.
But I
and
think it
stuff.
would be interesting, like teaching her guitar or things like that.
Okay, guys, so here's what I'm going to do. If you want to see KAYLEE learn to play some Dream Theater or Megadeth stuff, let me know so I can teach her, and you guys can watch me try to teach her that stuff.
I didn't say anything about me. I said my sister.
No, but you just made me think of that. So you guys need to let me know. She wants to learn really, really bad. Let me tell you.
I hear it so much, I probably could just come out and play it.
You probably could. You'd probably be better than me. What? Talk about it after? Okay. Yeah, so I think
Oh my god.
we've, unless you have more stuff to
If you
say,
actually stayed around and listened to the whole thing,
which I know some of you do.
prove me wrong.
You said if, what?
I said prove me wrong.
Oh.
Like, let me know that you
Oh.
did, so I know that it's worth it.
I just went, okay.
I think somebody's tired.
Yeah, I'm starting to. You have any last, anything?
No, this was fun. I think I mean, a lot of people on YouTube try to act like they're perfect and whatnot, and I'm not one of those people.
You think I am? Jesus.
So I'm just saying I think it's cool that you're able to, like, trust me coming on here, I guess, and being...
I don't give a shit.
I'm just saying it's another aspect of your life, like... I also want them to know, like, he's putting in a shit ton of time and effort into this stuff. I know because it's affecting me. And that's not, like, it is kind of a stab, but, like, it's not...
Ouch.
I'm just saying, like, it's cool to come on here and be like, yeah, I'm seeing it for myself. So.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. As you eat your nasty...
Strawberry bonbons. Who's had them?
No, I don't have any 80-year-olds on my channel.
Old soul.
Like, literally only old ladies eat that candy. Like, if you go to an old lady's house, no disrespect, and you walk up in their living room or their dining room, on the table, in a little glass jar, they have assorted candies in there. These are the motherfuckers that are in half the bowl. And that's the shit that they hand out at Halloween that no kid eats.
I do.
That's disgusting. Yeah, if you guys get those, send them all my way. She'll eat them all.
Don't send me more candy. I'm trying to get healthier.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think just to recap, give a shortened version of how you feel like about me being a musician and stuff. Like the short, like maybe 2-sentence.
I mean, overall, I really enjoy it. That's what makes me love him. But like everything, it has its moments. It can get a little overwhelming because that's all he wants to do sometimes. So it can get frustrating for our relationship as well, but that's part of being in a relationship is sacrificing things. And I understand, like, you know, like he said, he gets stuck. Well, I'm chewing. I don't want to do an ASMR thing.
Yeah, it's just they might not be able to hear you. That's all.
He gets stuck on things, and I understand that. Just like I get stuck on where I need to clean everything for 6 hours. Like I understand, and he lets me do that. I understand he needs to go play. It's a therapy for him as well. So like that's something that I'm sacrificing. But would I be lying if I said it didn't affect me?
Right.
Yes. So.
Right.
But it's a balance, just like every relationship.
Yeah. Okay. I think it was a good talk. Yeah. I think it went better than the last one.
Mhm.
I think it was a good talk. So.
I have you.
No. You can listen to it then later because it's gonna. Okay. So last things last. If you didn't look at the video from yesterday for the prompt for the 400 subs Q&A to leave your question and stuff, go do that. I'll probably leave another card or link down in the description, or you can just go find it. Go there, leave your questions, share it with everyone else so that they can ask their questions, and that you guys can get all notified because YouTube is changing it, and I've noticed it's affecting my stuff a lot. And so if you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you are, hit the bell so that you can get notified almost 100% of the time. Otherwise, you won't. And let me know what you thought of this talk with KAYLEE. Let me know what you thought about her being on again, about this conversation, all the other stuff that we asked on here of you, the 10 things that we asked. And if you want to see her on here more, let me know. And yeah. I think that's it. Am I forgetting anything?
Nope.
Okay. I think we're good. All right. That's it. We're done. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. End it with my phone.